To take the derivative of the function f of x equals 3 secant of x times tangent of x, we're going to need the product rule because we have two different parts here that are multiplied together, each that have an x in it. And so that's how I'm going to set up the product rule, is those being the two individual terms that are multiplied together. So we have for the derivative then, the derivative of the first term, so we've got d dx of 3 secant of x, times the second one in the product, so we've got times tangent of x, plus now we've got the first term, so 3 secant of x, times the derivative of the second one, which is the derivative of tangent of x. So to complete the product rule, we have a couple of little derivatives to do. So we have the derivative is equal to the constant multiple 3 times secant of x. So we need the derivative then to be the 3 times the derivative of secant x. We need the derivative of secant of x, and that's memorized, and it should be secant of x, tangent of x. So that's the derivative, but don't forget we're multiplying that derivative. I'll put it in parentheses there because that's the derivative of 3 secant of x, and we're multiplying it by tangent of x. And so then continuing on to the next term, we've got 3 secant of x times the derivative of the tangent of x, and the derivative of the tangent of x is memorized to be secant squared x. Okay, so now we might as well go ahead and combine these terms here because we see that tangent of x appears twice multiplied in this first term. So we can rewrite this as 3 secant of x, and then we have tangent of x times itself, so we can write that as tangent squared x. Moving on to the next term, we've got 3, and then we've got secant of x times secant squared of x. So that's really 3 total copies of secant of x. So we can write that as secant to the third x. And so that would be our derivative function.